Welcome to chapter 13, and if you have met the merchant, you should hopefully already. Make sure you trade in some of the stuff to pick up the treasure map. Not sure if it's actually required, but I like doing it just to be safe, but that's entirely up to you. So now once we have gotten into the first area with the guns and stuff, and loads of enemies will spawn. On the left side here, just around the corner, you will find your first treasure. So now once you go and clear the first area out, you will go through a very small cave system and up the ladder. Go inside this building, you will find a few enemies. Now in this section here, there will be a yellow herb to your left and also a gold lynx to your right. For this one, you need to blow up this barrel to demolish the wall behind it and go inside to find your next treasure. And now a bit further on, we're going to get the Castellan number 13 and the elegant crown. So this will be your next one to get 100,000 pesos, where we call it. As we enter the next section after the previous section we've done, before going up and to your left, go down where the shipping container is located. And once again, you'll find many enemies here as well. In this treasure, we'll find the elegant crown. You can use this for another 100,000 pesos. And then right next to the forklift on your left side behind the truck itself, you will find another Castellan. Now for the next two velvet blues. So from the last location, basically, go up the steps, go inside the building. This will be our main building of this chapter. So as we enter, we will find the velvet blue located directly in front in this briefcase. Now once we proceed on a bit further, we'll go into like a kitchen type area. As we go through the next doorway, look to your left. And in this out cupboard here, or this out place, we'll find another velvet blue located in the same briefcase. Now for the red Beryl. So once we have now activated the power and we get chased by lovely enemies, in this next room here, there will be your next treasure. So before the enemy does actually spawn, you can grab this beforehand. Now for the gold ingot. I actually got really lucky on this part and managed to kill the enemy without the thermal scope. So in this room, the enemy will spawn. In the same room as he spawns from, there will also be a gold ingot inside. Now once you make it into the freezer, don't really need to show you much how to get here, story progression. So before we trigger the main objective, I would probably recommend going into the main section of the freezer to find your next weapon. This will be the LE5. So this is the freezer section you don't really need to go into because this is unnecessary if you just want to beat the game quicker. But if you want the gun, then you need to go into this freezer. And now once we get, or just before we get to the incubation room, you will find this next section where we find a few guards here. In this area here as well, go down the steps and the guards will now spawn below you next to the left and right side of the stairway. Now go where the guards came from and you will find your yellow herb here. Now go to the incubator room. Part of the story, you have to do it. So in this room here, you will need to put your keycard inside to get a level 3. Before doing that, grab your scope. This will come in handy to kill these regenerators. Now for the achievement, 2 bugs, 1 stone. I already got the achievement already. So this is quite simple to do because these little bastards are in incubators. So we want to get the one with the wrench because we need that anyway. So line yourself up so you hit 2 of these at once. Very easy because they're not moving at all. Of course, once you shoot them, they'll start moving. Then on to chapter 14. As soon as we enter chapter 14, we have saved Ashley once again. In this same room, you will find your crystal ore. And now we're going to destroy some more medallions. This is number 7, or sorry, number 5, not 7. Now as we make Ashley open the door for us, we have to come here anyway. So pick up the request, and then we'll find our merchant here. Just be warned, there is a shooting range here on your right, and this will be your second to last shooting range. So if you want to make a backup save here, then please do so. I'll probably recommend it just to be safe, because I made 2 separate saves for 2 different shooting ranges just to be safe, just in case I overwrit one of them by mistake. So as we go outside, we're going to find all 5 of the medallions and this next Alexandrite. So once we have left the room where the merchant is located, look directly up, you will find this treasure. Now for the gold bangle. So proceed on as normal, head up the steps and then drop down the ladder. As soon as we drop down, go through the next doorway or the next available gap and look into the next available dustbin. Now we're going to clear out all the 5 medallions now. So we've done 2 already. So the next one will be on the left side next to the red containers. Ashley, get your bum out the way. Alright, number 4 is located on your right side. You should hopefully see that. Pretty obvious to see. And then your last one located on your left side. So you can actually climb the steps to get this one a lot easier if you want to. But go to the left of the stairs and look up. Now for the velvet blue. From the last location, now go proceed through the next doorway. Now go where the furnaces are located and look directly up. This might be better for you to see if you go where the control room is above you, then shoot from there. And now for your emerald. So follow the path as you should. We'll find some sewers. We need to jump in there, and in this same section there will be an emerald located on the far left hand side of this sewer section. Once again, all this is part of the story progression, so you'll need to jump through the sewers anyway, so make sure you grab this along the way. And now for the even more pest control. Luckily enough, there's there's 4 rats this time, but they're all located in this area. So the first rat is located as we enter the disposal system area. As we used Ashley now to get across this bridge, we will find the next rat located just over the bridge. Now let's find the necklace before we get the next 2 rats. So as we proceed on now, once again, the story progression will take us here. Now make sure you grab the briefcase containing the necklace. And now for your next 2 rats before we trigger your next regenerator. So go across the bridge. You will find the next 2 rats here. One should be on the left somewhere and the next one will be to the right. Once again, they won't be in the exact location I'm showing you. They'll be around that area. And now we're going to get the Wandering Dead. So once we have done the crane section, we'll be greeted by another note that we can pick up. Right next to the forklift on the left. So don't press the switch to the elevator. We're going to go back into the incubation room to get this next request done. So now once again, we are now going back into chapter 13 area to get this quest. This is probably recommended to have a decent amount of ammo, but if you're a good aim, then you shouldn't have to worry. Recommended to keep Ashley in this locker, because she'd just be a hindrance otherwise. And now once we enter the incubation room once again, you will just see a loadsome regenerator looking away the other direction. So with your handy Biosensor thing, we can now shoot all the weaknesses. You can probably do this the same without seeing them, but of course you need to know where to shoot though. Well, this is not too bad if you have defense weapons and stuff, but he would have actually almost killed me doing that. Overall, this mini boss battle is not that difficult as long as you have enough ammo for the sniper and your actually pretty good. But of course though, if you're not happy with how much ammo you have used, maybe just reload and try again until you're satisfied with how much ammo you have left over. Alright, time to get the crystal ore. Once you go into the amber room, on the left hand side you will find your crystal ore behind some shelving. Now for your yellow herb, this is located in the main amber section. So if you're looking at the amber itself, the big massive thing will be behind you on the shelves or on the box. And now the bobblehead number 14. Once we have done the cutscene, and now we need to proceed on as normal. Once you go through the door, go right and head up this walkway. Be careful, there will be enemies here, so proceed with caution. Go into the building on your right and you will find your next bobblehead on these lockers. Now for the final treasure of this level. So as you drop down, go inside the tent to find your gold bar large. And now for your final weapons, all part of the story. Once you've defeated Krauser, you will gain the fighting knife. Hold right there, mister. Before we do that, we are going to grab the third and final beetle. So just before the Krauser fight, or during I should say, as soon as you land down, you want to do a 180 and grab the beetle on the wall behind you. Now we can go get the fighting knife once we kill him.
What's wrong? Show no mercy.
Welcome to chapter 15. As soon as we see the chopper and he start to help us out with all the bad guys around here, go behind the first building on your left and you will find your next treasure. This is located in one of them canisters again. So we are still in the same sort of area. So once the chopper has blown up your next building, very close to where you are now, the only way you can go right now is up the ladder. As soon as you go up the ladder, you can go left to find some more stuff if you want to, but if you look to the right and go look up as well, just before we cross the bridge into the other building, you will find the Velvet Blue. Now to get to the yellow herb, at this point you guys probably don't need it now, you must be full health now. But once the objective triggers where we need to destroy this big massive gun that is shooting at our chopper, if you go on the outside of this building, you will find the yellow herb around here. Now let's destroy the last remaining blue medallions. So I done this arse about face, so basically I needed to go inside first, but I didn't do that. But anyway, we're going to get them all. So the first one's located on the right, second one in the tower here. Then your third one is located on the left, on the right side of the building. And now we're going to go inside the building. That we should have went there first. Before jumping down, you will find the next medallion. Now we want to jump down. And now go towards the archways that you see that are looking out towards the water. And then look directly down to find your final one. Now once you hand this in, you should hopefully now get the Jack of all trades. No more quest to do. Now in this same area, make sure you pick up this Staff of Royalty and then let's move on. Now this is the next area, so there'll be two things here. There'll be a Splendid Bangle and number 15 of the bobblehead. So you can't really miss it. You need to come through this area and then also you need to press that switch or that valve on the left. Before doing that, head on to the dead end section. You will find a treasure. And then in the same area you should hopefully hear your 15th. Now just getting ahead of myself now. So once we see the merchant, and this will be the final time that you can actually go to the shooting range. So for those, if you're doing your shooting range achievements, make sure you do this now. And now let's go get the trick shot. I've already got the achievement. The easiest one to do is 4C. So with 4C, just start the level up. And all we need to do now is just shoot and do whatever you want to do. I don't like doing the shooting range, so I don't care if I get too badly. But all I'm waiting for is a row of people to arrive on the right side. You have multiple times that you can get this done, so make sure you shoot the head and not the body because there's people in barrels as well. If for some reason you fail here, you can also do the next one. And for some reason, if you fail here, you can do the left side when it all comes up. And just a recommendation, just save as well. Make another backup save for this shooting range just in case you want to go back and do all the S ranks. I won't be doing that because I don't care about the shooting range. And now once we have left the merchant, we're now going to find the last thing we can find is the yellow herb. So in the next area, just go up the steps and in the middle of this area or building section, you will find the yellow herb. We are now at the final chapter. Welcome to chapter 16. As soon as you start the chapter, go the only way you can. Make sure you boost Ashley up this ladder here so she can knock it down for you. Recommendation, just go on the bridge right now and don't do what I do. I had a brain freeze and I couldn't remember where it was. So there will be one of them canisters again that you can shoot from the ceiling. This will get the velvet blue. But of course, the only way you can get this is by going up and follow the story progression path. Now for the Iluminados Pendant. See, once we get down to this area, so basically once the cutscene with Ada, and she does all sorts of damage in this room. Before going right, go left and climb under the pillar. This will take you straight to the pendant. So make sure you grab that and then return back to the pillar and then go the other direction to carry on as normal. And now to get the final ingot, this is located right next to your final merchant before we fight the boss. So make sure you grab the ingot in the treasure box on the right hand side. And now the next thing I'm going to show you, I might as well now, you won't be able to get all the weapons in your first run because you have to do multiple runs to get everything. So you can buy all the guns from the merchant, or most of the guns from the merchant, and then also make sure you trade with him as well. There's also other guns like the hand cannon, the Chicago gun, infinite rocket launcher. All them are done in a specific playthrough of the game. So make sure you look at the bonuses and how to get them. And now for your final Castellan. Recommendation is to do this as fast as you can. Do not stop. Do not pass go. Because all this timer is deducted on your last and final run of the game. So try and grab this Castellan before we get to the jet ski.
You like thrill rides?
I kind of cut this like extremely tight on the time, so I had to go full speed. But of course, if you're playing on the easiest setting, you will get a lot more time. A lot more time is better because then you can go slower. For me, it didn't work out that well. Also, just want to tell you as well, if you hit like boxes or anything like that, it doesn't damage the jet ski, only if you actually hit walls or big objects that are meant to damage you.